try to create a product that is focus more on the product at the beginning. We were really customer centric at the beginning, bringing more and more business because we bootstrapped for 3.5 years. So it's a little bit harder to build a product and then go to market. And we went to market before that. So I think that was for the new entrepreneur, I would say that you need to draw a little bit more before you go to market. But other than that, just breathe.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley in partnership with Leumitech, sponsored by Homeward Ventures, Hippo Insurance, Upwest Labs, Synergy Global, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, Birthright Excel, Serona Partners, and in media partnership with CTech. Welcome to another really fun episode of 20-Minute Leaders. Today I have with me Omer Shirazi, the co-founder and COO of EasySend. Omer Shirazi, 32 years old, is the co-founder and CEO of EasySend, a no-code platform that transforms any manual process into a digital customer journey. Omer leads EasySend's go-to-market teams globally, but still enjoys running a sales demo on his own every week or two. He is passionate about products, data, and integrating innovative software solutions with business processes and human teams. Omer Shirazi, welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Now that we're talking here, I'm so excited about, your own journey and EasySend's journey, talking about customer journeys, talking about where we're headed in the digitalization world, but not in 2022 when it's obvious that everything needs digitalization, as we've seen through the COVID pandemic. But going back to 2015 when you started EasySend and helping organizations transform digitally, especially when it comes to their customers. So Omer, tell me a little bit about yourself and who is Omer in 2015 when he's a co-founder of this new startup EasySend?
Wow. Honestly, I don't even remember. I was a student, third year of accounting and economics in Bar Ilan, and I was just thought that it's time to get my first real job. I mostly worked in bar lives until then. And I started working off at Hellman Ardubi, amazing place, amazing people. This is where I met Tal, who is the CEO of the company at the moment, which one of the co-founders, obviously, with me and Eran. And he's leading us to throughout those years. I think I was working part-time even 3 times a week, and Tal was teaching me the job and still studying, obviously. And I remember us talking about new things that we maybe want to do, a lot of issues with service and a lot of things that were involving manual forms and new initiatives that we want to do. And we thought about numerous things. I remember us talking about something that is related to social media and other things that were related to more to accounting and economy overall, and we thought that it was a really good opportunity to start with customer service, where we were part of it and we knew all about it. So we decided to take it one step forward. And I remember us not even thinking about anything other than what happens 6 months from now when I'm starting my internship, and Tal is going to have a few other businesses, as he was a huge entrepreneur. So we didn't think anything more than 6 months forward.
Incredible. So I wasn't even aware of this. You actually started EasySend 6 months before you were about to start an internship, and 6 years later, you're now the chief operating officer, previously chief product officer of a company that raised more than $70 million and has over 120 people, at least according to LinkedIn.
Unbelievable, huh?
How your personal journey, Omer Shirazi, what is going on in your world as you're progressing both in leadership and professionalism? How, reflecting back, what was this whole experience like for you?
So it's a huge challenge. Like every day, day in, day out, you're coming into the office and thinking if we are doing the right thing and how can you do better and if it's even going the right way and which way we need to go. And it's something that obviously I couldn't do without our my funding team, but with any of the employees of EasySend. Like all of them are amazing and all of them are part of this journey with me. I think my overall journey changed significantly every year, basically. I'm doing sales for 3.5 years now in EasySend. At the beginning, I was the first salesman with Tal, and we were going knocking door to door and closing new customers one by one. And then I started leading the sales team and recruiting salesmen in Israel, and then recruiting salesmen in USA, in Europe, and now in Australia even, and then bringing in the first customer in United States, in Europe, and in other countries as well. Now we have customers in 7 countries, and it was just changing from every year because you started off by doing sales by yourself and then coaching and training the first person and then coaching and training the first team leaders, and now I have 3 VPs under my supervision that are managing the whole globe. So it's just getting from one place to another, but I must say every time it's another challenge. It's something that is always you need to react really fast to the things that are changing and think on your feet.
What skills did you have to develop personally as you're transitioning from being the salesperson who's actually doing the sale and you're doing the what do we say in Hebrew, lagad b'barzelim, and then over time you're shifting to supervising these processes up to the point where now you're supervising 3 vice presidents, each of which has their own division, right? So what skill sets do you have to develop in order to be able to think more strategically at a higher level and sort of guide this organization?
So my personal background, as I said, is I even started as a programmer when I was really little, and my personal is like accounting and economy. So I didn't have much of selling skills. So this is something that I obviously needed to work on by myself, but I have guidance. From 3 years already in the making, I always have some sort of a third-party guidance that helps me through it. And in any of those points, I got the right guidance. So at the beginning, to just become a salesman, I think me and Tal are natural. And we just did it together day in, day out, and we taught each other. And afterwards, bringing in the first sales team and bringing the first funnel, we didn't even know how funnel works. I think we learned it together. And after that, I started using third-party consultants that really helped me through. I can remember at least 4 of them that were helping me throughout the career and helped me learn basically everything that need to be learned, and then learning from videos, learning from articles. But overall, a lot of hours spent with help, and they guide me through it. And I guess that you always need, for me, you always need to have somebody that already did or been in your path that can help you guide you through it, because it's so challenging anyway. So at least somebody can tell you that he knows what happens when and what should be done. And this is something that I really believe in.
I love it. Take me back to the first 6 months of EasySend. You're not even sure that that what you're going to be doing 6 months later. You might have an internship lined up. What is happening in these 6 months that sort of consolidates you as a company, as a real startup that is running ahead?
I really like what we're doing, really like working one with another. I think for the first 6 months, we worked from my bedroom in my parents' apartment. Like it was that small. And I remember us talking about it every time that we had, but it was, again, our second job. We did something else. I was a student and working, and Tal was a student and working, and Eran were working in another place. So I remember that we took all our spare time, weekends, and everything that we could and put into it. So it was very hard to keep a balance. But I remember us always thinking to ourselves, is it real? Is it we're actually getting another customer, another customer, and another customer? I remember us thinking of other competitors that were in the market at that time, and they were huge. They had like 14, 15, 16 employees and had numerous customers. We thought to ourselves how we can compete with them. And obviously now the wheel turned a little bit.
As you're growing the organization, take me through the professional understanding of EasySend from a market perspective. What is the pain point that, as EasySend is pushing forward, what is the big pain point that you're solving? And then I'd love to hear a little bit about, the big milestones of the company that really validated your solution to this pain point.
Cool. So our elevator pitch is pretty simple. Is taking manual forms and converting them into a beautifully designed, intelligent digital process using non-code builder. Everything can be done with no programming knowledge, basically. And this is what we're doing with numerous customers around the globe. So I think for me, there was the first customer that started working with our forms and implementing them or embedding them in their website. Then there was customer that starting working with our builder and starting building by themselves those forms. And after that, doing everything again in Europe and doing everything again in United States, and suddenly seeing that it's all works in the same way. And in this way, I feel that we can actually start seeing really good product market fit, where most of the insurance sector, which is our main sector, is acting the same around the globe, and we can start finding out the same use cases or the same pain points that they're all experiencing, and in the same time try to hopefully create a product that fits to all. So I guess that once you do the same thing with insurance, now going the second step will be doing it with other sectors and opening new sectors. So we're already working with numerous banks, like we have I think 6 or 7 banks around the globe, and then we're now trying to open loaners and automotive companies, and it's getting there. Probably health and government after that.
If we're looking at your onboarding of the first customers, you're talking both about the insurance space, so highly regulated, very exact. I had a little bit of experience in the insurtech space myself, so I understand the complexity of what it means to manage information in the insurance space. But at the same time, you're dealing with teams that are non-technical, because the promise is that they don't have to spend time on the technology. What is that process like, onboarding them, explaining the possibilities, getting their trust to both for the PII or the personal information to flow through you, but also just for them to trust the defensibility of your platform, because at the end, their business is working, in a certain way for a long time, and you're coming in and shifting even a small part of it. It's a critical piece.
I agree. I must say it's much easier than it sounds. Our customers are amazing. They have amazing people working for them, and there are technical teams, and they have their own business teams. And insurance and banking is so complicated. Like sometimes we hear complaints about how insurance and banking sectors operates. It's operates much better than it should be. It's so complicated, right? It's like so many things that you need to know in regulation, and they are doing really a good job. And I think for us, immediately when we start talking about with a new customer, we understand each other pretty well. We understand the insurance sector. They know what they are looking for, and I think it clicks pretty well. This is why our onboarding is not such a drag. It takes pretty much 30, 45 days. And I guess this is something that works really well for us.
Right. Now, the product market fit journey, I'm guessing that wasn't an overnight thing where, you've got
it. We're not getting there even. We're not there yet.
How do you think through product market fit 6 years later and the journey towards product market fit?
So I think this is something that you figure. It depends what kind of product are you selling. I think EasySend is pretty unique because it's a new product that even companies like Gartner doesn't really have a spectrum on it, and no code is for me is something very robust, but there is so many low code, no code solutions that doing many different things. So it's very hard to place us. So in this way, I think that it starts with the first clients and then understanding for them what they really need, and then sharpening your product more, and then bringing in other clients and sharpening the product more until it fits. And I think that every year that passed, it's making our lives in the sales team much easier and very easy to approach new customers and new sectors. So I think that is something that is a journey that takes time, but it's something that our customers help us carve out.
Right. I think that really makes a lot of sense. And the world obviously is everybody's was brought up to or caught up to the idea that everything has to be digital, everything has to be electronic, and the experience needs to be seamless, especially for the customer. So if you're looking today at EasySend in the early 2022 and transitioning to the upcoming years, how are you thinking strategically now versus how you were until now? Sort of where are we headed?
Somewhere big and successful. I think that according to what we are looking for, I think that we're going to have we're going to triple our customers amount in this year probably, and the year after, and hopefully we will become a huge company that's leading this market around the globe.
Isn't that the definition of product market fit?
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. This year, this is where we're getting. I believe that this is something that we achieved last year, and now we're gonna pick all the low-hanging fruits, and we're doing it year after year. We're usually tripling our customer amounts every year. So if everything goes correctly, and as Tal says, we're gonna win.
And what keeps you up at night? As the chief operating officer with 3 vice presidents under your supervision, 6 years after almost taking that internship at another company, what is keeping Omer Shirazi at night up right now?
Well, my newborn. She's 6 months old. Her name is Danielle.
Wow.
She's amazing, and she has some trouble sleeping full nights. So a little bit her.
And if you're looking,
mostly her, I would say.
Mostly her. And from the small moments where you are thinking about EasySend, or you're thinking about something that happened throughout the day, what do you find lingers? Is it more the EasySend as a business, as a product, or is it more leadership things that are happening that are new to you and you're not sure how to tackle yet?
Look, there's a lot of challenges, and if you go into them, you easily can lose some sleep. But we have amazing team, and I know that we're gonna prevail, and I know that founding team, management team, to the mid-level managers, to every employee in the company, we're gonna work together until we succeed, and we build the EasySend empire from whatever we need to where is needed.
Omer, I don't think I've yet to have somebody on the show that is so optimistic and happy as you are in the midst of the journey.
A good thing.
I love it. No, I think it's mainly a good thing. So looking back, and this is a very unique perspective, because it's not that frequent that I'm meeting somebody who's now one of the leaders of such a cool company, but just a few years ago they were in the beginning of their journey and going into an internship. If you were to look back, what would you tell Omer 6 years ago? And obviously, this is a question for any young entrepreneur just starting their journey, fresh. And what kind of things are non-trivial that we should be keeping in mind?
That's a good question. I would say that try to create a product that is like focus more on the product at the beginning. We were really customer centric at the beginning, bringing more and more business, because we bootstrapped for 3.5 years. So it's a little bit harder to build a product and then go to market. And we went to market before that. So I think that was for the new entrepreneur, I would say that you need to draw a little bit more before you go to market. But other than that, just breathe. It's a roller coaster, and you need to go into it.
What is the part that you enjoy most out of everything?
I think that I really like the persons that I'm working with. I really like myself evolving into this new very dynamic position and growing into it. And every year there is a really big new challenge. I think this is a very dynamic workplace, and I like it. I don't know if I can do any different.
So Omer, before I let you go back to helping run your company, it can't be trivial co-founding a company with your brother as one of the co-founders. 6 years in the making. What is that like? Just working day in and day out with your brother.
I think this is first of all, I must say it's not very different than working with Tal. Like we are actually for 6.5 years with our wives and just together. So it's very very alike. But with Iran, it's going into Friday nights and Saturday mornings. I think somehow we found a really good way to separate the two. And we're really good friends in the same way, but totally something that we can teach others how to do. You need to make sure that you're saying everything the correct way and know how to walk even when on bad times. And I think we're doing it amazingly. I'm glad to have those partners.
I really, really want to thank you. Toda rabba. This is awesome. Best of luck with your journey. Coming into this, I just wanted to congratulate and hear what was happening until now, but you're already living in the future and you're thinking about the next few years and tripling your customers and becoming a market leader, which is just awesome. So I'm so glad that I caught you in this inflection point. It sounds like for EasySend, where so much hard work has been put in, so much more is left to come, but still an incredible journey. So toda rabba, and stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.